I know there were some things that you said on the show because I saw Cass
damn it.
in
We
the
really
chat
have to get onto that now?
yesterday. Yeah, because I'm very interested to find out what the hell he's talking about. So if you guys don't know, well, if you watch PWF Empire Live, you may know. Apparently, like Cass, you were having a freaking heart attack in the chat box. Like, what was that all about?
Oh, you have no fucking idea.
Give me an idea.
Okay. You have no idea how stewing I was yesterday when these jokers, especially Lucas, talk on how Seth Rollins coming back as a heel was bad.
It was bad. It was bad.
Jay, is it okay if I can go in this on this program?
This
You
is
don't have to
exclusive.
ask me.
This is exclusive extension, by the way, guys. We did not.
I'm glad you
talk
did
about
ask
Seth
me though,
Rollins.
because I'm gonna go get like a snack, some popcorn or something. I'll be right back.
And he actually said that on air. So yes, okay.
Okay,
People.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. I did hear a lot of the points that Lucas made. But again, when it comes to Seth Rollins coming back as a heel, I felt as if it was the right call for WWE to make, because I feel as if when we sometimes have to like try to put ourselves in the position of wrestlers sometimes, because we always talk about how there's not a lot of realism in WWE anymore, and how Vince McMahon, he's not going to get off that heel versus face dynamic. We all know he's not going to get off of that. And what in his mind he wants is a face Roman Reigns versus a heel Rollins, whereas we haven't really seen much of face Reigns. He's kind of been more just not to give a fuck guy. I don't care. I'm going to do what it takes. And that's what I like Roman Reigns. So that's what I've liked about Roman since WrestleMania. And I was thinking to myself, when I put myself in the position of Seth Rollins, why should I change my philosophy on things and my position on the card and as the man in the company just because I was out of action for 7 months?
And that's very important that you bring it up, because that ties back into the whole continuity thing. Like, that is who Seth Rollins was. Well, that was who Seth Rollins was before he got injured. So unless he had some grand epiphany that changed his life, you know,
The injury.
Hold on. Lucas, can I please finish? May I please
But what
finish?
does that
Because I have
mean, though?
more.
I'll
Yes,
explain.
before you-
I'll
What
explain.
does him getting an injury mean that he's supposed to have an epiphany?
Okay. Have you ever had an injury before? Has anybody on this show
I
or in
have.
the chat had an
Yeah.
injury before?
I
And you mean to tell me getting hurt has never changed your view, your perspective on how you need to change and how you need to be and improve yourself?
Okay, how does that shit? I knew I had to not have my ankle fractured, so that's how I changed.
I knew
But
that.
what does
like,
that have
not
to do
cut
with
my
Seth
hair.
Rollins?
What that has to do, it doesn't just have to do with Seth Rollins, but it has to do with every freaking pro wrestler that's gotten hurt before and comes back as a damn babyface.
No,
See,
Lucas. Here's
why
the
are you forcing Seth Rollins into that standard, though?
exactly
Because you're basically saying it does not matter who Seth Rollins is as a character. This is the way that it has been done with everybody else, so it should be done with him too.
and Lucas, and let me finish my point about Rollins real quick. Like I said, if I was in his position, how would I feel? Because if I was carrying the company on my back like he was for almost 300 days, and
Was
people
he? Was he?
Lucas, and people were still ridiculing me because they said that I was a bad champion, I was doing bad things, then all of a sudden I get hurt, and then they send me all this fan mail saying, get well soon, can't wait to have you back. If Seth Rollins honestly would have came back and he would have forgotten everything that he did, that honestly would have pissed me off, because that's basically, we always talk about WWE insulting our intelligence. If they would have done, they would have insulted my intelligence, because that would have been me as a fan saying that I'm supposed to forget all the crap that he did back in 2014 when he broke up the Shield, to when he won Money in the Bank, to when he won the title, to when he had his championship run, to then when he lost the championships, and they send me get well soon, and we're going to be glad to have you back, and then all of a sudden I come I would come back, and then I'm not going to give these fans the satisfaction because they're a bunch of hypocrites. Because if he would have turned face, that wouldn't have been Seth Rollins staying true to himself and being in any other position that a human being would probably be in.
So basically, what you're saying is that it's my fault that Seth Rollins came back as a heel.
No,
because I talk shit. No, because like I talked shit about him when he was in WWE, and I sent him a Kit Well tweet. So he was out there talking to me.
I just can't believe Cass is falling into the hands of kayfabe here. I really can't.
God forbid somebody take into account kayfabe. Oh, you committed a mortal sin, Cass. How dare you?
Because we all know, everyone that does this show knows that wrestling is scripted. So why even take into that role of, oh, I have to play into kayfabe here?
Because that basically, but Lucas, here's the thing: if you would base that standards on every single person on that roster who came back from injury, then everybody would be fucking babyface. Then we would forget everything that the heel did. We would forget everything that the face did, and when we would ask ourselves the question, then why are there characters where they're not willing to stay true to themselves and actually live up to their standards for what their characters are?
Damn, I feel like passing around the collection plate. Cass is preaching. You
no.
sound like me.
No, because first of all, it's not about everybody needing to stay true to their character. It's about It's about what's best.
Yes,
it's about what's best for business. Seth Rollins at this time is not what's best for business as a heel. He needs to be a baby.
But Lucas,
here's the thing. What you say right there is true, tell that fucking story on screen.
And Lucas, here's the thing. Yeah, but Lucas, also, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though.
I said that yesterday, Jay. I said that yesterday. You heard me. I said I want to be taken on that journey where Seth Rollins is a babyface, and then he gets the title. But my thing is, they bring him back as a heel, and they already insert him into the title picture. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case.
That's part of the story, though.
But
that's part of the story. Like, they can't.
But that's reverse. They're doing it backwards.
It's not reverse. If you expect them to tell the story, if you expect to follow the story, looking back at what happened with Seth Rollins, he was basically put on pause, and they're resuming the story where he left off. He left as a heel. He's coming back as a heel. So if there is a story to be told, what we saw with Seth Rollins reestablishing himself as a heel, that was a necessary part of the story. Like,
yes,
and I called you out on this already. You love to skip chapters. You're the type of guy that will read a damn book and read on chapter. You start on chapter 13. Because you're like, I don't care about that character building. I don't care about establishing the world. It's like a sense of impatience with what is necessary to establish a road.
And you want to know what's another example?
All I'm saying is Seth could have been brought back as a heel, but he doesn't necessarily have to be going for the title right away. That's what I'm trying to say. You could build a story with him facing somebody else, and he's the heel, and then he wins a few matches as a heel, then he breaks up with the Authority, and then he faces Roman Reigns for the world title.
But here's the thing. I'm about to give you another example. Last Monday Night on Raw, when Seth Rollins got that interview, who did we see? And Jay, I know that you weren't really big on him interacting with Stephanie, but I was actually big on that because, again, that is Seth Rollins staying true to himself. Again, why the hell should he change his velocity? Yes, and why the hell should he change his velocity and act like he's seen the light? He should still believe that he is the man and he is still in position with the Authority, and that is good damn continuity. And for Stephanie to say our business relationship is going to have to be kaput, that is it, then this is where the story is going to happen with Seth Rollins just probably shortly being a heel and then him naturally and organically turning the face, so that way we can finally get away from the character Seth Rollins that we had to go through for the entire year of 2015. We have to get rid of the character first from 2015 in order for people to finally take Seth Rollins seriously as a new character, so that way he can be shown in a different light later on down the line.
And now that I look at it this way, I appreciate the way in which WWE is doing it. If this is the road that
Yeah,
they're going down, because one thing that I absolutely cannot stand is when they do things and they're playing to the crowd for pops. And oh, well, if we had Seth Rollins come back as a face and he was a face for, you know, like he didn't have that heel turn on the crowd on Monday, you know, people are going to love him and they're going to cheer, and that's going to be awesome optics, and everybody is going to be amazed by that, and they're going to talk about how great
There
it
you
is because
go.
Seth Rollins is a face, and everybody
And being
is
a bunch of
cheering him.
hypocrites.
WWE, they said, you know what? We don't give a fuck about that. We actually care about telling a story. So thank you, Cass, because I can see it now, but it all boils down to if this is the direction that they're
Yes,
going
yes.
in.
And
If
that's
they
what
are-
you guys don't know yet, and that's what you guys don't
Hey, yes,
know.
we don't know, Lucas. That's the thing. We don't know. I just said it on this. I said it on this. Like, for all we know, Seth Rollins, he could probably be a heel, but he could probably still change. He could probably be a heel for a short-term thing, and then he turns face. But the point is, Lucas, we have to get rid of the Seth Rollins character that we saw in 2015. We can stem off this a little bit, but we have to slowly progress and organically get him out of that shell, and maybe we can see how much of a good heel or how much of an even better face that he can be later on down the line.
And until we get rid of that, I'm gonna keep bashing it. I'm gonna keep shitting all over it because I'm entitled to do so. Jay, you've been doing it, so now you mean to tell me you're not gonna do it anymore just because there's gonna be something light out of this? No, you hated the Seth Rollins character, so I'm gonna continue to hate the Seth Rollins character. Yeah, so what's wrong with that? What's wrong with me still wanting to hate it?
Because if this is a story to get rid of that character,
I can
it's
still
not
hate him.
necessary for me to hate him.
But I can still, hey, he's being a heel, right? And that's what we're supposed to do, is hate the heels, right? So why can't I hate the fucking heel?
You can
Weren't
do
you
that.
just on here talking about kayfabe?
Well, I'm using your standards now, right? So I can be a little bit of both, right? So
Well,
if you guys want to challenge me on that end, then fuck, I should be booing Seth Rollins then.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I already gave my 2 cents. Lucas. You just hate the fact that I finally gave you logical reason. And let me just say this, for all the people bitching out there that Seth Rollins did not come back as a face, I hope that I enlightened you, and I hope I gave you some logical fucking reasons to why you just need to sit your asses down, and that's good point.
Man, well, tell him how you really feel. Cash just dropped some knowledge and then slapped everybody afterwards. Like, didn't even give us a chance to process it. Like, you're gonna take this shit.
But again, one thing he's missing
but
out.
I get it, though, Cash.
One thing he's missing out on is the fact that there are no heels on Raw right now.
There are none.
So they could very well keep Seth Rollins as a heel for all we know. So just pointing that out. You don't know that yet.
And you don't know that either.
Well, I think I have more of a reason to believe that that's how things are going to stay with Seth Rollins as a heel, given the fact that they have no fucking top heel right now.
All right.
Yeah. Come on. What do you guys say now?
I gave my 2 cents, so I'm good. Because I know I'm right.
Cash just dropped the mic. Like, I don't have to say anything else.
Well, I finished my point too.
Was there anything else that pissed you off about the show yesterday, Cash?
Oh no, that was pretty much the only thing. I'm good now.
Lord have mercy.